A big news story hit the other day that Grant Cardone's wife Elena was scammed by an influencer friend, and now both husbands are fighting it out on Instagram.
It is a multi-million-dollar theft case with some high-profile influencers right at the center of it, a story the 8 News Now investigators first broke.
I can assure you that these were not investors in Cardone Capital. These were friends of the Cardones in need of a little spending money.
Bobby Awad, also known as Bobby Vargas, in court this morning due to a warrant after Metro Police say she stole more than $2 million from entrepreneurs Grant and Elena Cardone.
With over 200,000 followers, she has a large enough Instagram to appear relevant, but not large enough to evade the law. Both she and her husband want you to believe they're wealthy, but I don't think that's the case. Her husband, Joe Vargas, has the @hustler handle on Instagram and 1.5 million followers. They live in Vegas and they both have the image of successful entrepreneurs, but they also give off the vibe that they're just another couple struggling to get by while building up the facade that they are multi-millionaires. Nothing says wealthy like sitting on top of a Rolls Royce. It's not the brand symbol that's important here, it's him showing that his 300-pound self can dent the hood and still afford to fix it. That's the flex.
Awad facing 19 felony charges, including theft and money laundering.
Here's a list of all 19 felony charges. I guess her logic was if you're going to steal, you might as well make it worth your time. Vegas is a great place for attorneys and prosecutors to get their career started because the criminals and scammers are so stupid that you get good on-the-job training dealing with broke influencers and meth-addicted scammers. And if you haven't Google searched how to 10x your erectile dysfunction, you might not be aware of Grant Cardone. He's a real estate investor who utilizes his large social media presence to raise money to buy apartments. Grant is also known for his sales training. His training is so good that Bobby was able to use his techniques against him to get his credit card info without him even knowing.
The Cardones are real estate investors and motivational speakers. Judge Eric Goodman issued a recognizance bond, meaning she doesn't have to post bail money to remain out of jail.
I think the joke is that the court systems know that if someone hands her bail money to submit to the courts, it's going to disappear anyway. Bobby has a spending addiction, okay? Isn't 2025 the year where we accept people's flaws?
First problem I have with you will be the last problem I have with you. I'll put you in custody. I'll keep you in custody.
Awad's attorney telling the judge she has cancer and a son with special needs who requires 24-hour attention.
Her having cancer came out of nowhere. If we find out she funneled the millions of stolen money into NGOs, I think it would be very appropriate to call her Joe Biden.
He noted her husband, self-proclaimed hustler Joe Vargas, is not a defendant in the case. Awad's scheduled to appear back in court June 12th. The prosecutor says the Cardones are not the only victims.
$2.3 million is the alleged amount stolen, and now we're hearing that there could be more victims. Yet her and her husband portray a life of financial success. I don't think something's adding up. Joe says he is the founder of BuyLegalMeds.com. He also posted a story highlight reel of a multi-millionaire mansion party. And he's paid for media appearances on a local news station where he can dress like a pimp, call himself a hustler, and then claim to know nothing about his wife committing 19 felonies of theft. She spent money on designer clothes, a personal shopper, a housekeeper, extravagant home items, and her business, according to a Las Vegas Metro Police arrest report. I hope Mr. Business Mogul Joe doesn't become a business consultant, because how in the world can you not notice your wife's spending not matching her business income?
Okay, so here we are at Herbally Grounded in Henderson. We're down to one mushroom, y'all.
These are local businesses here in Vegas that appear to have her products on their shelves.
So impressive that it's doing so well. I'm so happy to know this. And 3 mushrooms left right here.
I'm sure she makes a few bucks, but all of a sudden having over $2 million to spend on a housekeeper and personal shopper? Come on, Joe, you'd be better off convincing us you don't subscribe to A Few Girls OnlyFans. Joe is obsessed with appearing like a multimillionaire. He finally was one. The irony is that it was the Cardone's money that got him there. Last year, Bobby was granted a certification for being a life coach. This certificate will be updated soon to say life in prison coach. My next favorite Instagram post of hers is this one that has aged incredibly well. A lot of my friends ask me how I like Vegas since moving here from Beverly Hills. The heat, not so much, but I love shopping in the restaurants here. Unfortunately, people like her buy the dumbest consumer items. I'm assuming she'll try to sell off what she owns to pay back the Cardones, but luxury purses are worthless. Police identified nearly $450,000 in fraudulent purchases on Amazon with 5 different credit cards belonging to the Cardones from April 1, 2021 to March 18, 2024, according to the report. Police said Awad purchased a total of 7,400 items, including a brick pizza oven, an 83-inch television, and dual-range gas stove. Here's a video of Joe Vargas dancing to his wife making him pizza. But seriously, 7,400 items using someone else's credit card? It averages out to almost 2 items per day over the 3 years. Can you tell these two desperately want your validation? Awad funded a PayPal account with 4 credit cards belonging to the Cardones to fraudulently obtain nearly $2 million, according to the report. Police wrote she commingled legal and illegal funds. The description is Bonnie and Clyde, very fitting, but it should be Bobby and fraud. I think I have an idea on where some of the money went. Her little mushroom health supplements aren't selling enough to warrant a billboard in Times Square. Awad spent nearly $169,000 on designer merchandise, made 147 payments to her business, Bodella LLC, totaling nearly $800,000, and paid her employees with the Cardone's funds, police said. A statement like that means her business was probably operating in the negative, and in order to keep up her appearance as a successful entrepreneur, she stole money to keep the business running. Posts like this are so corny in retrospect when you find out this is all fake. Have you ever wanted to make a positive impact on someone's life but didn't know where to start? It looks like she doesn't know either. This pattern of financial transactions showed Awad used a front company, Bodella LLC, to launder the proceeds of this theft, police wrote. Here's Bobby speaking on a stage at what appears to be a 10X ladies event. I think the saying goes, hug me in the front while you stab me in the back. Apparently, Alina and Grant aren't the only ones Bobby stole from. A friend identified as a third victim of theft told police she previously loaned Awad money and most recently loaned her $100,000, according to the report. She said Awad insisted on paying her back and then gave her a shoebox with what she believed was fake money, police wrote. Detectives contacted propmoney.com and learned Awad purchased a total of $103,000 in various denominations, the report stated. This is not a behavior seen from people with money or success. This is someone desperate to live a fake life and going to every extent to keep the lie alive. I'm only bringing this up because these two like to portray like they were wealthy, and I found that so awful. They bought their house in July 2023 for $945,000. Joe used a VA loan to buy the house, but the loan amount was for $965,000. They have negative equity in that house because of the cost to close, so good luck to Grant and Alina in recouping what was stolen. It's possible Bobby was jealous of the Cardone success and wanted to live the life they were living. She posted a lot of media with Grant and Alina on her Instagram. Here they're hanging out in a hotel room, presumably before Alina's speaking gig at her conference event. You can see Grant chilling on the couch and hanging out in the Cardone's helicopter. Now that the theft has been exposed, Grant and Joe have begun feuding on Instagram. This began with Grant Cardone making a post specifically about Joe and his wife, Meet a Fake Hustler. My wife bought my clothes, I have no idea, but I'm happy. Smiling before 19 counts of fraud. Having an article start with surgically enhanced entrepreneur is as cold-blooded as Jalen Brunson in the fourth quarter. The smile is gone and Joe can't be found in the courtroom. Then Grant went on attack mode. Meet Joe Vargas, he's a little chubby, wears designer clothes his wife bought him, and calls himself Hustler. Grant then posted a story speaking to Joe that he shouldn't fake it until he makes it. Then Joe posted this to his IG story with 50 Cent's Wanksta playing in the background, presumably because he's insecure about being a little chubby. Joe, if you give me the stolen $2.3 million, I'll help you not look so awful in a tank top. Apparently, he thinks being trolled by Grant means he's doing something right. In case you haven't noticed, influencer entrepreneurs like Bobby and Joe aren't exactly the brightest clowns on social media. Joe continued in his stories posting negative content about Grant and then included a little post at the end about having a Rolls Royce and taking this cringe photo in front of his house at 8 a.m. in his pajamas, as if that makes this appear even cooler. The point of getting a Rolls Royce is the luxury and class associated with the brand. Sitting on the hood and taking photos like that nullify any belief that you have any class and can actually afford the car. Then Joe posted this long message about how Bobby was traveling with Alina and Grant when she met Joe in 2020. He shares how close they were and how much Bobby cared about the Cardones. Right before finishing this video, Joe decided to add a new story on his Instagram from Alina's TikTok with the caption, Alina Cardone's old personal trainer, more to come. He tagged the trainer and added, not afraid of me, he's afraid my fans will kill him. And then Joe posted one of his hollow wisdom lists. His first point is don't rely on cosmetic surgery, which is ironic because his wife has visited the plastic surgeon more than OnlyFans girls in Miami. Number 2, if serious issues arise in your relationship, like your wife allegedly cheats on you with her personal trainer, address them with action, not silence. Joe is a complete idiot for posting this. If this isn't true, he's about to learn all about defamation law, considering Grant Cardone has shown recently to file defamation lawsuits. Also, Joe clearly doesn't understand that using the word allegedly is as useless as stating your favorite ice cream flavor before making a wild accusation. There is no news articles about this, and no one has claimed Alina has cheated on him, so saying allegedly will absolutely not protect him from liability in a defamation claim. Then Joe followed up trying to add context by stating that Alina picked the music from the previous clip, which was a bedroom song. He says the music in that clip was chosen by her. Watching it, it felt more like a moment between two people with a deep personal connection, especially with that specific song playing. Whatever happened to Javier the trainer? I know the details. Several people were present and aware of what took place. Allegedly, Grant knows the truth, but they would rather the public not find out. In my opinion, he presents a tough persona online, but hides behind a carefully crafted image. If Joe's source for infidelity claims is his feelings based on the song chosen for a TikTok, oh boy, will he be bankrupt very soon. Grant takes his family very seriously, and these accusations are insane from Joe. I'm still in shock that Joe's stupidity goes even further than I thought. I can almost guarantee that Grant is calling his attorneys right now to draft up a complaint. Joe's wife literally stole over $2 million directly from the Cardones, and now his dumbass is defaming him and coming after his wife. I could not think of a more stupid set of actions by this big doofus. The only way he'll be able to afford the first half of his lawyer's bill is to sell that old Rolls Royce of his. Always remember, if you can't 10x your revenue, just 10x your theft. I'm anticipating a bit more back and forth between the two hubbies. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.